W.B. Yeats's most popular poem is surely the famous Lake Isle of Innisfree. I heard a wonderful recording of Yeats himself reading it. His lyric Irish brogue accentuated the beauty of the poem. The words, I'm sure, are familiar. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. Although it's an iconic poem of serenity and peace, behind it there was anything but peace. The poem was written when Yeats was living in London, surrounded by noise and traffic and the constant din of city life. Homesick and despondent, he longs for the childhood peace he once enjoyed on the mythic Isle of Innisfree. The readings today speak to us also of that yearning for peace which lies at the heart of all of us. In the Gospel, Jesus our Lord invites us to find that peace in Him. Come to me, all you who labour and are overburdened, and I will give you rest. Shoulder my yoke and learn from me, for I am meek and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. But perhaps many of us feel we've had enough of peace and quiet, cooped up at home, separated from friends and families, intensely frustrated and longing for the return of our normal working lives. We're tired of our enforced rest. We're wearied of our endless holiday. That frustration and resentment is understandable. In the work-life balance, we need rest and occupation to complement each other, and that balance has certainly been out of sync of late. Saint Pope John Paul II wrote an outstanding encyclical letter on the dignity of human work. Work, he says, is a duty and obligation because our Creator has commanded it for our own well-being, commanded it for the support of our families, commanded it for the good of our society and our world. By our labour, Pope John Paul added, we become more human because we share in the work of our Creator, who gave us the pattern of working life. For He laboured 6 days in the creation of the world, but God rested on the 7th day and made it holy. As many in our society prepare to return to their places of work in the days and weeks ahead, it's important to remember these two goods: the dignity of human labour, its importance, but also the sacredness of rest. Both are part of God's plan for us. But in our big business economy, driven by capital and profit, perhaps we've been living too long under the burden of a too heavy workload. Conscious of that, the French bishops recently issued a call for a monthly day of rest to be recognised by the French state, allowing, they said, not only rest for the workers, but also rest for nature and the environment. I was struck by the parallel the French bishops made, the need for not only us to rest and recover, but also for the rest and recovery of creation itself. Many have observed in these last months the recovery of the environment and how our earth has drawn back from the brink of disaster that threatens it. That this reprieve may be marginal and short-lived reminds us that it's not too late to change from the path that will lead to our undoing. Jesus invites all who labour and are overburdened to find rest in him. By his grace, may we find that proper balance of life that protects our own health and well-being, but also the health and well-being of our earth, our common home.